Today I have the honor of talking with a young man who refused to let his environment control his life or where he would end up after high school. He has constantly showed the strength, courage, and consistent fight not to be held down, left out, or limited by obstacles that he has faced. A young man who I look up to as a role model, a freshman of Rowan University and graduate of Dr. Charles E. Brim Medical Arts High School, Camron Klotz. Okay, so today I just have a couple questions if you don't mind. And first question is, was Rowan University your first choice going through high school for college?
No, I was involved with Rowan University all throughout my high school career. However, my first choice was University of Pennsylvania. The second choice was the College of New Jersey, also known as TCNJ.
And, okay, how has growing up in an urban setting helped shape you into the young man that you are today?
Growing up in an urban setting basically trained me to go out and go get everything I wanted. When you grow up in an urban setting, you sometimes you're limited by resources. The environment itself is somewhat negative, so you got you're trying to search for better things. You want more out of life, and I think that's what it done for me the most.
Good. And throughout your academic career, who has been your role model? Whether it was a teacher, gym teacher, guidance counselor, someone outside of school, maybe if you went to an after-school program, your mentors?
Mentor. I would have to say that it was my teacher, my physical education teacher, also my health teacher. Had her for 4 years at Brim. She taught me things outside the classroom as well as inside the classroom. She basically was like a second mom to me. She took me to interviews. She, took me shopping. It was just so great having her there as support. And she also helped me along the way in the medical field as well. So.
That's good. So, what are 3 personal traits that helped you get through high school and you plan to use in college?
All right. So number one, I would say my confidence. I've gained more confidence through accepting criticism, going out to public speaking events, just challenging myself every day to get outside my comfort zone, and that just made me more confident as time went by. Secondly, I would say is my perseverance and grit. Just being able to come back from a fall or a bad test score, so just keep pushing. And lastly, my enthusiasm. Just not taking myself so serious sometimes, especially now in the semester. So many credits, it's a new adjustment. So sometimes I, go have fun, go to the rec center, just enjoy myself.
Good. I know I probably could use some of those traits throughout high school. But if you could redo your senior year or go back and redo your senior year of high school, what would you do differently and why?
That's a good question. Okay, so this is more like logistically, but I don't think I prepared myself enough for the SAT. So I probably would have did more on that end. But just in general, sometimes I procrastinated a lot. It was senior year. Applied for college. I knew I had a good resume, good GPA. It's like, all right, whatever school accepts me, give you the most money. But I don't think I attacked my senior year the best I could have. So that's probably one thing I would have changed. Was just probably practicing for SAT more, get a higher score, and probably just being more aggressive. Even though I was already a lot aggressive, so yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, speaking about senior year, is there any advice you could give the class of 2019 who plans to apply for college now at the end of the spring?
Class of 2019. Okay.
My graduating class.
Yeah, that's good. 2019. I would say just don't come into September thinking that it's going to be a breeze. It's a long process. We're going to do a lot of essays, a lot of mock interviews. If you haven't already, a lot of college tours. So basically, go on into your senior year with that enthusiasm, but also make sure that you take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. Always good to network. Even if you're senior year, you might meet a mission director or someone that can get you some more money and financial aid. So coming into September with that mentality, knock out that first semester, that second semester come around, you can sit back and be like, I have scholarships coming down the line. I have my financial aid is settled. I don't have to worry as much. So yeah.
Good. Well, so if you, in your bio, I read that you had been the father figure to your siblings.
Yeah.
How has that helped you with any of your goals?
Yeah. So my dad wasn't around. He's been incarcerated for almost 10 years of my life. So I had to be a father figure at home. My mom, single mother, only one bringing home the income. And how has it helped my life or helped me?
Yes, or how has it helped you persevere through any?
Yeah, so being a father figure at home, you get a lot of skills. You get leadership skills. You get more confidence skills. Being able to take charge of a situation, take charge of a group, organization, being able to make decisions on your own. Because I'm a first generation student. I'm the oldest of 6. So you just learn so much being a trailblazer, especially down this educational track. It's just crazy to see how much you learn. Also, personally, you get to learn more about life in general. Just how to professionally dress, how to, keep yourself together mentally, physically, emotionally. So I think that's one thing that being a father figure at home has helped me with.
Right. It's funny that you use the term trailblazer because that's the mascot of my high school is a trailblazer.
I know it's like chord. You gotta be stuck. So where we come from, you gotta grow up fast. You just gotta adjust, or you fall behind. I mean, that sounds very simple. That sounds like a universal concept, but being from Camden, opportunities don't come around as much. So being at the top of your game, especially taking heed of your education, is going to keep you in that success track. So you just got to take advantage, man.
Literally.
That's all I got to say.
Because education truly is someone's only way out of Camden when it comes to being in a inner city environment or anything like that. Being forced to have to grow up fast, the word father being the question mark in multiple families across the whole city is something that's just when you see some students just like me or Cameron or anyone else across the city, or it can be New York, Chicago, any other inner city, Houston. And you see students who truly don't want to be a product of the environment or want to be better than what the stigma or the stereotype that they were placed into, and just seeing or being one of the students who are working to get out or just proving so many people wrong and just doing what they have to do for themselves, because at the end of the day no one was going to ever do it for them.
Bingo. There are a lot of kids. Well, and this is a perspective that I have, but there are a lot of males that don't have a father figure, and you're either left in the dust because you can't deal with the fact that you need to step up, or you do step up. And that's what the two of you have in common, that you've risen above this stereotype and this stigma. Yeah, I might not have a great father figure, or I might not have a father figure at all,
right,
but you're still making it happen.
Right, exactly. And that's great.
And you're going to be the antithesis of your fathers, because you're not going to want to be like your father. You're going to say, I don't want to be like my father because he was a deadbeat, or he didn't do this, or he didn't provide for us. And that's what the two of you are learning out, that it's so coming through that you're finding any way to make it happen, whether that's networking, using your education as much as you can to meet people and learn as much as you can and grow from that. And that a lot of people can't say that because they'd rather just be a product of their environment and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Just go through emotions.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then it's you have I'm sorry, I just got caught up.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say this real quick. I was very excited when I found out he was from Big Picture. You know, I met Joe at the scholarship.
Reception.
Yeah, reception. So I met him there, and like he was just cool from the start, from the jump, and we just was talking. Told me to hit him up anytime. Next thing you know, the interview idea comes up, and I find out that Angel's from Camden. I'm like, yo, and then when I just just texting him, calling him, I'm like, this guy's like really ahead of the game for his age. He's proactive, he's engaged, he wants more, and like you said, the commonality, I seen it. I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna lie there, but like I said, just taking heated education is the best option. It could go one way or another, having a father. And I was at that point my sophomore year. Talk about trials and tribulations. I didn't know how to take the situation. My dad tried to come back in my life, and I didn't know, how to take it at first. But I just used that as motivation. Prove him not necessarily wrong, but just prove him that I'm here for a reason. I'm going to prove. I'm going to help my mom out as much as I can. And if he wants to come into my life, he's welcome. So,
but he's got to earn it.
He has to earn it. Definitely has to earn it. He was there at my graduation when I gave my speech, and he's definitely asking more questions now. He's trying to be more in my life now, so I'm happy about that.
The student the teacher is now the student
Yes.
in his situation, or in that that perspective, because
Yeah.
that puts him in his place. Like, I don't know where you've been, but this is what I've been doing. And
Definitely.
we want to get you on board, but only if you make the effort and to clean it up.
Right.
I mean, even when I found out about Camron too, that he went to Brim and stuff like that, like I started asking like different students I knew at Brim. They all loved him. The different educators that he's had, that I've had as well, because transferred from back and forth to different schools and everything like that. So I was just eager and excited to like interview him myself and stuff. But like, we do relate on a lot of different things in terms, especially with the fathers, because even growing up, like my father was very abusive and things of that sort. Like, well, he was very abusive not because he wanted to be, but because he knew growing up what I was gonna be. So even just growing up gay in Camden, he was already talking down on me. He was saying different things, like I wouldn't be anything and things of that sort. So it's like, whenever I heard that, I always told myself anytime I looked in the mirror that I was going to be the exact opposite of what he thought I was going to be. I was going to prove him wrong, prove so many different people wrong, and just being that person that different, like just. And then having the support that I had from school, the relationships I've built with different educators and people from here, for example, that helped me throughout the day. Every time I wake up in the morning, I look forward to something. Instead of looking forward to getting cursed out, talked down upon, threats or anything like that, or being disowned or kicked out of the house or anything like that. Because even growing up, for a couple months, my sophomore year, I didn't live home neither. So it was just certain things that I had to persevere through, and told myself that once I hit a certain age, or once I get to that point in my life where I don't want to be or live the life that other people want me to, was a given.
Real quick, my last thoughts are, Angel, sometimes you gotta find sources to fill the void. So I didn't have my dad, for 10 years of my life. Especially the most crucial years, 6th grade through 10th, and then some of elementary school. But what I did was I found male role models that helped me. So talk about studying at the library. I met med students that came to tutor young kids, and I looked up to those med students. Now doctors that I have connections with that's up in Rhode Island doing their residency. So gaining tips from them, professionalism, how do I get to med school? So basically just looking up to different people that you see yourself being in the future, grabbing aspects of how they got where they at now. So I think that, being here is a great
Right.
opportunity as well. You want to learn a lot from this experience. I had an internship as well, my junior year.
Where we're at.
At the Children's Hospital, not too
Chop?
not too far from here. I was, just like how you said you was coming off the train, right? I used to catch 2 trains there, just to get the experience and want to learn.
Right.
So that that eagerness, I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah. Thank you.